Abasim Barakata Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai Basakudash. Welcome to another live lesson. This is America, the New Rome. I was just going for a little walk, and when you go through Connecticut, you got rocked by that storm, and there's a lot of trees that are down, lines that are down, power that people still don't have, so on and so forth. And see, we know that was the Lord, and it's either his angel or angels that got busy in this place. But as I was walking, I noticed these police officers standing there with the other people that work for the city, digging stuff up and just going through the cleanup and doing whatever else they're doing. And when I saw those police officers, all I thought about was those Roman centurions, those Roman soldiers, and those Roman soldiers, but in modern times with different uniforms, and I just thought about that, and then I pictured them same police officers dressed in Roman regalia, because the street that I was walking on was an actual street, but it was a little woodsy. So I thought about, those same police officers back then dressed in Roman garb out patrolling the woods, like they would do in ancient Rome, because sometimes they would go into the woods. So saying all that to say this, that America is nothing more than the New Rome, because this is that beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So America is the reincarnation of the ancient Roman Empire with her allies, the European Union, or the European nations. And what America has done, it has resurrected the image of the beast, which the image of the beast is pretty much the political system of ancient Rome, especially with their democracy and the way that they're set up, as the ancient Roman Empire was set up through their democracy, through their so-called republicanism, whatever, through their policies, through their military, this image of ancient Rome to be worshipped or practiced, but they did not accept it. And this is why when that turmoil happened in Rome, the very first thing the Caesar at the time did, which was Claudius, he banned all the Jews, all the Israelites from that area because of the commotion and the stir that Christianity was imposing on the Roman Empire back then. It was considered a threat, just like it's considered a threat, in these churches, but more or less the teachings of the Hebrew Israelites, which truly mirror what true Christianity was. Because Christianity, or the word Christian, was pretty much a derogatory term back then that was used to label and make fun of those that were followers of Yahweh Shai. And it went back also to Serapis Christus, and they were being called Christians. So pretty much they were saying that these people were the worshipers of the Messiah. Like you have different accounts of different events, different individuals, but the Christianity that we're dealing with today which Elder Pastor calls plantation Christianity or Renaissance Christianity, is pretty much nothing more than paganism. You know, it's really pretty much it's paganism, witchcraft. And what we're teaching today as the Hebrew Israelites are the true tenets of the scriptures. You know, when we go into speaking about the crucifixion of our Lord Yahweh Shai, a so-called black man on the cross, you know, which you have individuals out there saying that it wasn't a cross, he was hung like being lynched, which is stupid, because if that's the case, then why did he tell Latinos and Native American Indians and wherever they may be scattered abroad, no matter what they look like? And that was a major problem back then, like it's a major problem today. And this current system, America, which is the new Rome, is pretty much about to go on full out assault, you know, on the Hebrew Israelites to stop this word from spreading. Because what's happening is there's a great awakening happening where the Lord is waking up the tribes, making bones come back to their bones. And these devils being carnal, they know that what we're saying is the truth. And they're trying to stop it. But they know that technically there's nothing that they could do, because all we do is go out there and teach the word. You know, we're not involved in any BS, as brothers already know, because this would have been stopped long ago. Remember, the Lord said, if this work be of men, it will come to naught. You know? So that's why they're setting up these different agents to do certain things, so that they could have something to place blame on the Hebrew Israelites, so they could stop them from teaching. You know, because the Hebrew Israelites are a threat to the so-called New World Order. The Hebrew Israelites are a threat to this movement of Esau and to their one world order. And the reason why is because the prophets are here telling them that America will be destroyed for all the wickedness that is done. And they're constantly moving forward with their agenda, and we do not fit in their agenda, because their agenda wants nothing but mindless slaves. You know, idiots, meat puppets that will not question anything, that will not speak up on anything, but just go along with the program. And this is why when you walk around America today, you see a whole lot of people wearing masks, even in public, even in their cars, you know. I mean, you know, we have to wear them to go in the store, or else they won't allow you in there, you know. But for the most part, these people will wear the freaking mask all day long, you know. And that's what they want. They want a loyal, subservient slave, you know. And anyone that goes against that image, goes against that New World Order and their agenda, they plan on putting to death. That's why the witnesses of the Lord, some of them will be put to death, because they will not comply to their orders or their wishes. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai will put that fierce spirit in his elect to resist the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, even unto death, you know. And that's what's happening. You know, the image of the beast right now is speaking, and they're pushing forward their agenda, and they're to the point now where they're not really concerned too much with people accepting these things, like the vaccines and different things that are happening, going on, they're in push mode, they're in moving forward their agenda. That's why it says that the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And what we're witnessing is the push of these devils, and that's going to cause the Lord eventually to intervene. So the image of the beast is not the picture of Caesar Borgia. I don't know how many times we got to say it, but the image of the beast is the whole Roman system, set up, and established as the ancient Roman Empire was established. And that is the image of the beast. Their whole political system, the Senate House, the legislation that they pass, and even among different governmental buildings or municipalities, they have the buildings stylized like ancient Rome. That's why you see the Roman pillars, that's why you see certain places you go to, it looks like you're in ancient Rome. And they like to use those pillars, which they got from the Greeks. And the Greeks were the very first nation of Edomites to rule, and everything that America does mirrors everything in ancient Rome, and that's a part of that image. That's a part of the image. And this is why the scriptures speak about, if you don't worship the image of the beast, people will be put to death, because that image of the beast is a representation of pushing forward of this new world order, which is nothing more than ancient Rome being reestablished again. Because remember, as the scripture says in Revelation 13, that the deadly wound was healed. It went down, it suffered a vicious blow during the time when the Israelites were taking over Rome. And then at a certain point, 1,000 years later, the Lord finally started bringing down the Israelites in that frame of mind, because they were being wicked. There was a lot of wickedness going on with Jake back then, dealing with the Roman Catholic Church, dealing with imposing their will on the people, stealing their lands, and just a lot of wickedness in general. But ultimately, that was all set up to bring Jake down so that Esau could come back into power. One of the major things that took place back then in the mid 1300s into the 1400s was something known as the bubonic and the pneumonic plague, which wiped out about 2/3 of the population of Europe, which happened to be so-called Negroes, so-called the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi mostly. I'm sure you had a sprinkle of the other tribes, but that's who it consisted of. And that plague helped to bring down the number of Israelites, because it was time for Esau to take over. Just like when Esau came to the soils of America, when they took Gad down, the Lord gave them, because they had the blessing of the sword, the Lord gave them the ability and the insight on building this thing called the Gatling gun. And that Gatling gun was able to systematically cut down Gad, and cut numbers down. The Braves cut their numbers down, because Esau couldn't deal with Gad. They couldn't deal with Reuben. They couldn't deal with the tribe. So they had an advantage. And that weapon, which is a sword, did just that. it was able to decimate the Braves down to nothing, you know, because they were just, you know, there was so many bullets coming out that it was just cutting the Gadite, Reubenite, and the other, mainly Gad and Issachar and them, you know, those warriors, they were cutting them down, you know, so they weren't able to maintain like Esau was. But if it was just hand to hand, no way Esau would have ever won. But it was all to fulfill prophecy, because the scriptures say that Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome the last. And that's what happened. So this place had to be established, just like the Byzantine Empire had to, so to make way for this beast to come back into power, so that America could be established as the revival of the new Rome. And that's what we're witnessing today. That's why it's no different if you were to look into the Senate House now, if they hold a meeting, and you would look at the Senate House in ancient Rome, everything would be the same. The only difference would be the time period and the way that they were clothed and the language that they were speaking. You see, but it's all the same as today. That's why his deadly wound was healed. That's talking about them coming back into power, because it's the same people coming back into power in a different time frame to fulfill prophecy. And that's what we're witnessing today. You know, America being the new Rome. So like I said, when I was walking and I saw those police officers, I immediately thought of the Roman centurions and Roman soldiers. And I pictured those police officers dressed in that Roman regalia and patrolling the forest, you know, because like I said, there was a street that they were on, but it was very woodsy, you know. So that brought that to mind, and I said, you know what, since the Spirit is on me, let me do a little something on it, and commit it to video, and Lord's will, it'll be edifying, because that's very important to know what the image of the beast is. You know, it's just like it's very important to know what the mark of the beast is, which is the microchip. And as you brothers know, yesterday during the live, there was this Jake veteran with a woman that came up asking for direction somewhere. And the Spirit, after a while, had it to where, you know, we started conversing, you know, about being a Hebrew Israelite and the people that Moses brought out of Egypt, which the conversation led to the mark of the beast. And I asked the vet, the Jake vet, I said, you know, do you know what the mark of the beast is? He said, yeah. And I asked him, what is it? Not to put him on the spot, because I figured he probably didn't know, but you never know. People have been doing research, so I didn't know if he knew, you know, something, but he didn't know. So I helped him out, and I explained to him that it was the microchip. And I explained, you know, pretty much what's going on now is they're trying to bring a financial collapse to the world to put it under a new economy or new management. And that new economy would be set up under the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, where the scripture says that no man shall be able to buy or sell save he that had the mark. So in order, when this whole system is established, in order to maneuver in this society, you would have to have that mark of the beast put in you in order to be able to function. And this mask was just the beginning stage of setting that up. You know, because at one time the mask was voluntary, now it's mandatory in certain places. And you don't have the mask on, or when you have the mask underneath your nose so you could breathe, you know, people look at you strange, because they're nothing but good old slaves that comply with anything the government says. And that's why the scriptures say that those that have the testimony of Yahushua, some will be put to death because they will not comply and they will not accept the mark of the beast. And this is a very important part of Esau's plans and agenda, is that mark of the beast. And that's why they're pushing so hard, to make things cashless, to lie and say that there's a coin shortage. And pretty much it's all a lie. But this one Edomite was showing that it's not a coin shortage, but they're trying to get back the coins they put out back in the 80s, which actually have a tracking device in them. And he showed how he heated it up, he cooled it off, heated it up, cooled it off. Then he had this bottle cap that was cut open, and pretty much he was tapping it. He put it in there, was tapping it. And when the coin came apart, you saw a transistor or a microchip in the center of it. And pretty much that's what these devils are trying to do, is they're trying to get, you actually witness it happening, So it's a possibility you can't put nothing past these devils. And if that's the case, that's really real, then that means that these devils are trying to get their coins back because because people are starting to wake up to that. That's why they're trying to get the coins back. That's why they're talking about a coin shortage, which that's one possibility. But we definitely know that the coin shortage thing is just to make everything cashless, to push that mark of the beast, So, this has been America, the new Rome. I was walking, so I don't really have any scriptures. I've tried to quote certain scriptures to the best of my ability. But you brothers know about the mark of the beast and about not taking it. And those that take it, they will be put to death. Revelation 14 and Revelation 13 speaks about the mark. Revelation 15, I believe. Revelation 16, Revelation 20, And that is the ultimate goal for these devils, And with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. Till the next time I say, Shalom.